Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. I want you to check out the channel's official clothing store, RFC Clothing. Each design is limited edition and is perfect to wear on a match day, on the terraces at Ibrox, down your local, or cozy in the comfort of your own home. Do browse our t-shirts by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video we're going to be discussing some transfer news. Yes, not one approach but two approaches made, and it's coming from good sources, with Romano reporting one of the stories. We'll discuss that of course in depth a bit later on, but we've just seen Rangers play their first official pre-season friendly against Ajax Amsterdam. And to be fair, going into the game, the big news, of course, was that Tavernier wasn't in the squad. And apparently what we're hearing from inside Rangers sources is that he's picked up a knock. So he's not going to be risked. It's nothing to do with a transfer that many of you guys may have already thought. But to the game itself, again, to be honest, with these sort of match recaps, I don't really care about the early part of pre-season and pre-season friendlies. You just kind of want to see the players get minutes in their legs, and you just want to kind of see potential new tactics that have come out there and that are being utilised. However, didn't really see any of that in terms of tactics. We had one player, that's a new transfer, that started the game. That was your young Yefty on the left-hand side. In terms of the game, same tactics as we've seen from last season. Nothing really has changed. The same way we build up approach, long balls, all these kind of stuff. Still very much the same. Of course, Ajax Amsterdam took the lead early on through a mistake. An individual area. Again, same sort of stuff that we had last season, individual areas leading to goals. And then, of course, we went up the other end and scored another goal through a set piece and a free kick through Tom Lawrence. Whilst I do think Tavernier is a great free kick taker, it's quite good to see someone else take set pieces other than just James Tavernier, and it could lead to a potential goal. So Tom Lawrence did get a goal and equalised. And then we obviously saw Ajax go up the other end again through a free kick of their own and score a goal. Again, another individual player error, this time coming in the form of Jack Butland. Should have done a lot better with regards to that. Going into the second half, completely goalless, of course. There was nothing really happening. Of course, there were some changes that were made. Nico Raskan got injured in the first half. Barron came on. And then there were some changes at the 60-minute mark where we saw wholesale changes and a lot more of the younger players come onto the field. Again, in terms of the actual performance, I don't really look too much of that in the first point. I don't really care about the score. But as we can see early on, if you're going to make errors and mistakes, it's now in pre-season, the start of pre-season where you start to do that. But, you know, it was what it was. It was the first game of pre-season. I'm not going to grill the boys too much. But the something that's slightly worrying me is that tactics are pretty much still the same. Some people will say that we can't change things just yet because we haven't got the right players. But hopefully over this next 2 weeks, we start going to bring more players in through the door and see a bit more of a different team that's going to be starting, because that team I don't want to be seeing starting against Hearts. But it is what it is. Early part of pre-season, got one game down. We lost the game, but again, there were some positives. Good to see some of the new players come onto the field and all that kind of stuff. However, whilst we were playing those games, we did get a wind of some transfer news, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you may have already heard about it if you were on the watch along. The first one, of course, this was from Fabrizio Romano, and that was with regards to Sevilla midfielder Joan Jordan. Of course, the club offered to pay around 30% of the player's wages, but this caused the offer to be rejected, and obviously this offer didn't go through. Sevilla not willing to part ways with their player for that price, but Rangers did try to test the loan market and have offered 30% of his wages. But as stated, according to Fabrizio Romano, that has initially been rejected. I'm not too sure if Rangers are going to be returning back to the market again to try and do another deal for it. But again, if we're talking about a player, if we went in to go get him, yeah, I would think that's an experienced midfielder, a good quality midfielder that would come into our ranks and make us a lot better, and certainly would be an upgrade on the options that we had leave Ibrox over the summer. As stated, he played 5 years at Sevilla. won 2 Europa League trophies, has been a mainstay within the team apart from last season, really. Prior to that was playing at Eibar. He's played his whole career in Spain, but, you know, a seasoned professional, I suppose. Good experience of winning, playing for a big club. And, yeah, I would really like this signing if we could get it, but it does seem as though it's more of a loan than with maybe getting him where he comes to the expiry of his contract. I'm not sure, but at this moment in time, all you need to know is that bid has been rejected, and at this moment in time, I don't know if Rangers are going to be returning back to the table with another offer. So it does look like we are going to be going down that loan route as well. Now, one of the stories that you might not know about, guys, sorry if you do hear some thunder in the background, is that Rangers have also, according to very reputable sources, made a inquiry for Iber, or Young Boys, commonly known, Sheikh Niasse. Sorry for any pronunciation on him, but of course plays for Young Boys out in the Swiss Super League. He's a defensive midfielder, stands at 6'2", 24 years old, and is probably the profile that we're currently looking at in our players. Started his career at Lille in France, spent a bit of time on loan at Panathinaikos, and has now been playing for the Swiss champions Young Boys for 3 seasons now. Won 2 Swiss titles, of course, last season, the season before, and was a part of the Swiss double as well. Don't know too much about him, but he's that sort of profile player that we're currently looking at, but certainly rated very, very highly. And it does look like we are going in for the player. Plays for eBay, born in Senegal, and yeah, is a defensive midfielder, and one that would certainly be very, very exciting. With regard to that one, we have made an inquiry to eBay or Young Boys over potentially buying him. No official bid made as of yet, but one to watch upon as the days go on. But again, another player that would probably be here to start and coming to our team, and could certainly be an upgrade on our other defensive midfield attributes. So it looks like we're going in the right direction now, looking to try and revamp that midfield, as that probably got hit the most with sort of John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack and co all going out through the door. So to conclude, we've had a loan approach from Sevilla rejected for Joan Jordan. At this moment in time, I don't know if we're going to be going back to him, but we have made an official bid for him, and we've also made an inquiry with Eber and in talks with Eber over potentially signing Sheikh Niasse, of course, a defensive midfielder. So yeah, a very, very interesting one there. Senegalese midfielder, and yeah, that's what we're looking to potentially go in. So that's the transfer roundup for you. In terms of it could be fast-moving stories. We could hear a bit more information with regards to both of them, but at least we've got something in the pipeline coming from reputable sources with regards to our transfer strategies, and there's 2 more names back on the list. But Rangers fans, that's all I've got for you today. Do let me know your thoughts on the game against Ajax today. Let me know your thoughts on Joan Jordan, and also let me know your thoughts, of course, on Sheikh Niasse from Young Boys down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content, and remember to check out our brand new summer collection. Thank you. Link is down in the description, or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.